teachers of Reddit, what's the craziest rumor you've heard about a student that turned out to be true? So and so brought a gun to school before break. He had a kill list and everything. But security caught him, that's why he isn't here. As soon as she said it, I asked her to stop spreading rumors like that. I told her that if someone had brought a gun to school then the administration would have told the teachers about it. Nope, the rumor was true. Kid brought a gun to school and security caught him, but the administration decided not to tell any of the teachers about it. And the kid was only suspended, not expelled, so he was back in the classroom by the end of the week. A student who kept falling asleep in class and not doing work said it was because bad guys were after him. It turned out his best friend had been shot and killed in front of him, and he was so traumatized he was losing sleep and thought he would be next. His family couldn't afford anything beyond school counseling and shuffled him off to live with grandparents in another state. Both kids were 8 years old. George burnt down his apartment building. I was teaching a grade 4 5th split in a low income area. A lot of the kids lived in the same apartment, which was government housing. One weekend, that building burned down. Mercifully, no one was killed, but well, it was still really devastating. Obviously, there was this one boy in my class, George, who, the following Monday, all the kids were sort of avoiding and being kind of mean to, and I heard them whispering that he had burned down the building, which I thought was nonsense. He was kind of an odd kid, so I thought they were just picking on him and felt super bad for him all morning. Come lunch break, I'm in the staff room, and of course, it is all the teachers are talking about. And it turns out the rumor is true. George burnt down the building, but it wasn't like he just set a fire. It was actually really depressing. I mean, more than it would have been normally. His mom worked nights, and there was supposed to be someone to look after him that night, but the babysitter was late, so the mom called her at home, but there was no answer, so she figured the babysitter was on her way. This is a while ago, before cell phones were ubiquitous, like, this is about 15 years ago, so, middle class people maybe had a cell phones, but very few of the people in this neighborhood did. She left, figuring the babysitter would be there soon, but she never showed up. I never learned why. The babysitter was fine, she just never showed up. George got hungry and decided to cook himself supper, figuring he'd seen his mom do it hundreds of times. He could figure out the oven. And yeah, there was a fire that then burned down the entire building. I have a good one. It's not one single rumor, but the rumors about this girl were out of control for a 2 to 4 month period of the school year. Girl at party had regrettable sex and claimed she was raped. Everyone believed her basically, except a few people who believed accused guy. One day during school, she had apparently asked for a pass to go to the bathroom. She met some other guy, not party guy, in one of the locker rooms at school to have sex with him. Some random person happened to go into the locker room and saw them. The person recorded what they saw and never told anyone. Later the girl claimed rape by locker room guy after he didn't want to date her or something. Out of nowhere the person with the video came forward. She had to be on a safety plan because people hated her guts, and clearly the second rape claim was false, and then no one believed the first one either, so that guy was vindicated. She ended up transferring. You probably just want to avoid Quentin. He will try to hurt you. I teach high school and heard this headed into my first year of teaching and had this kid in my class. On the first day of school he talked about how his cat got raped. Several weeks later spent the class shining a laser pointer in my eyes until I figured out it was him. Eventually another teacher had to get a restraining order against him because he threatened to kill her with very specific actions. Eventually gets sent to juvie. At this point I figured I was done hearing about him. Nope. Gets out of juvie and the teacher that works there catches Quentin spreading gasoline around his house late one night with enough to burn the whole place down. Not a teacher, but I sprayed aerosol and my teacher had an allergic reaction and passed out due to loss of oxygen. She was taken to a hospital and her heart stopped for 12 seconds. Happened my sophomore year of high school. For the next few years my aunt, who was a teacher at the high school, would tell me that the teachers would say they were getting a student known as the axe murderer. Pretty solid nickname TBH. High school teacher. There was a rumor that a student was actually a model for Teen Vogue. I honestly believed it because she was a stunningly beautiful girl and a top student, kind to everyone, responsible, tall, and had really striking model cheekbones. One day the class is making collages and going through magazines. Sure enough, one kid finds the latest Teen Vogue in the stack. "Hey, Savannah, is this you?" she asks, pointing to a picture of a girl in a prom dress. Savannah looks up and squints. "Yup, that's me," she says, smiling. Very matter of fact. "For real?" the class chimes in. "Not kidding. That's really me." And she pulls out her phone with the galley proofs her agent sent her to prove it. She was really humble about it. The class was starstruck for about 10 minutes and then got back to work. Savannah was a good sport. He stabbed his sister in the back with scissors. It was true. He was also placed in my classroom along with 5 other students with intellectual disabilities. He also had emotional behavior issues which triggered meltdowns daily. He shouldn't have been placed with students that weren't able to defend themselves. Every day was a war zone. White daughter from a prominent local family attending a mostly black high school. Cheerleader, student government, model student by anyone's measure. Rumors circulate she had sex with 4 basketball players at a party in full view of several people. Rumor spreads like wildfire for a number of obvious reasons, to the extent faculty and parents start hearing about it. Prominent parents hire people to look into the slander and potentially sue those who started it. Worked with the administration to campaign against bullying via rumors. Video of said event surfaces via the guy investigating it. Family moved to a different town in shame. High school math teacher here. Several years ago, I had a student who I suspected of constant academic dishonesty, cheating. One of my colleagues felt the same. Neither one of us could ever catch him. Came close, couldn't quite nail him. The kid graduated near the top of his class, apparently cheating his way there. So many of them do. The student went on to Texas A&M and we all moved on from him. Lo and behold, the guy made the 6 PM news for trying to steal a professor's test key by crawling through an AC vent into the professor's office. He fell through the ceiling and was arrested. Vindicated. Rumor had it that a piano student did all his practice in the casket viewing room used for wakes in his family's funeral home business. He claimed that he'd play loud enough after hours to wake the dead. Turned out to be true. There actually was a baby grand in the viewing parlor, used occasionally for love-wake music and hymns, where he did his practice. We had a kid that would jerk off in many of his classes in high school. I didn't believe it until he did it 2 empty seats to the right of me in chemistry. I was horrified. I told my lab partner, who was this big football jock. He walked over to his friend's table and told them. So one of them walks right over to the kid and goes, "What's up, man? You good?" Jerky MC jerk off keeps his hands in his pants and just turns red in the face and starts stuttering. It was the most ridiculous situation ever. Worst part was his older sister went to the school and she was a straight A student and quite popular. Hard to believe they were related. I was also real friendly with my high school teachers and they were all aware of the situation. Apparently his English teacher saw it and didn't have the heart to confront him and asked the other teachers for advice on dealing with the situation. It's hilarious. I wonder whatever happened to him. A special needs student had graduated, and the next year we kept hearing stories of her sleeping around, getting kicked out of her grandparents' home. She had always been a handful, but we figured social services would help her out if anything got too bad. She evidently got pregnant, but had slept with 25+ men in a metropolitan area, and had no idea who the dad was. She had some kind of fund set up for her when she turned 21 and the executor stole a ton of it, and she ran through the rest in under a year. We've lost track of her, as a few of my colleagues who were close had tried to help her out. Recently I saw a Facebook post someone had shared that related to her where she listed over 50 men and the sex acts she had done with them. I have no idea if she had her baby or got to keep it. Technically I'm a teacher now, but this story is from when I was in high school. There was a rumor that 3 guys had kidnapped an elderly woman and killed her. Nobody really believes it because one of the guys still came to school. A few days later the cops came and arrested him. Apparently they robbed her, stuffed her in a trunk for hours in over 90-degree heat, and then killed her and dumped her body in a field.